What a time for technology to fail at the IIT itself. Okay, let me just move on. But basically, that's just an audio visual about the company. I'm going to talk about 10 lessons that certainly I have learned through life and through business in my working career. And let's just touch upon some of those. The first is that everything starts with an ambition. And I'll tell you, setting an ambition is one of the most difficult things in life. How many of you here set your sights on getting into IIT and put exceptional effort to get here? How many of you? Most of you got in easily? No. Right? I can tell you I'm one of them who set my sights and put exceptional effort to get in. And that's because we set the ambition, saying, I want to get into IIT, now I will do what it takes to get into IIT. The thing about ambition is, once you decide ambition, it decides the resource and the effort that you put after that ambition. So too in business, if you decide to grow at 5%, then there's a certain amount of resources you'll put behind the organization to get that growth. If you decide to grow at 25%, there's a very different level of resources that you will put behind. And that's the difficult part about ambition. Ambition, if it is only an extrapolation of the past, then we don't need people like us to come into it. But ambition is about part science and part dreaming. That makes ambition so difficult. And I'll tell you, in the case of our business, our growth in the first half of the last decade was just under 10%. And we decided from 2006 to 2010 that we will double this ambition and grow at 20%. And many people at that time said, hey, this is stupid because we've never done this before. Why should it happen now? And at the end of 6 or now 7 years since that time, I can tell you the business has grown 25%. And the biggest error we made of judgment was we underpitched that ambition. Today, if you go to many stores in Chennai or rest of the country, you will not get Cadbury chocolate. It's in short supply. And that's because we didn't aim high enough. Therefore, we don't have the factories that are necessary. It takes 2 years to set up a chocolate factory. So I cannot, underestimate or overestimate how important setting an ambition is. You set it too high and you set yourself up for failure. And you set it too low, right? You miss an enormous opportunity that might be waiting out there. So that's the first lesson that I thought I'll talk about, which is, everything starts with setting the right ambition. And so too for yourselves, and in life, so too for your children. If you decide that you want to send your kids to IIT, then there are certain things you will do to try and make sure that kid makes it to IIT. If you say it doesn't matter, then it probably won't matter. And the kid won't make it anyway. So everything starts with an ambition. The second is the hunger and desire to make a difference. And I must say this in the most careful way because I'm probably sitting, in a room with some of the brightest and smartest people in this country. But in business, I would rather have intelligent people about me rather than intellectuals. I would rather have people who are intelligent but have the hunger and desire to change the world, who want to make a difference. And to me, that desire to make a difference is what really makes things happen in a business and in a company. Just having intellect and that not being deployed to making a difference is of little value. So often I've seen two people from similar backgrounds, right, which means been through the same filtering processes of IITs or IIMs, you give them the same resources and they will deliver dramatically different results. That's because one person wants to make a difference, has the hunger and desire, the fire in the belly, right, to make a difference. And that person goes and delivers dramatically different results. The other person delivers normal results, right? And it's about the fire and the hunger, not to do really with the intellect or the resources. I still have the story of a brand manager, which is the junior most marketing level in Unilever when I was working there. And this is just to tell you that sometimes people feel that when you join big organizations, right? I joined at a really junior level. What difference can I make? Yeah? You feel there's so many brilliant people around, there's so many levels. I mean, poor lowly me. What can I do here? Why will anyone ever notice even what I'm doing? And this is where the hunger and desire to make a difference comes in. And there was a brand manager, and we were in the oral care category. Everyone knows what's the #1 toothpaste brand in this country, right? What's that? Colgate. And we were in this war with Colgate, and we wanted to fight Colgate and bring Colgate down on their knees. So, we had Pepsodent and close-up brands of toothpaste. And one brand manager came and said, Anand, I have a plan. I have a plan to get leadership in toothpaste in the metro cities in India with close-up and Pepsodent. This is my ambition. This is the resources I want. Is the company willing to support me? That went all the way up to the chairman of the company. This brand manager was given the resources. And I can tell you this, at least in 1 out of the 4 metros, we got absolute leadership. And the project was called Go for Absolute Leadership. Right? So one brand manager made the proposal for a corporate battle between 2 giants, right? And it part became reality. It would never have happened if this person did not have the hunger and desire to make that difference. The third lesson is the power of focus. And I'll tell you, this is a motherhood, right? Everyone will say, yeah, it's obvious. But it is so easily forgotten in business. In business, people try to do too many things. And then you become, average at all those things, or you do all those things poorly. Now, we all know that most Indians are very proud of multitasking, right? India is the only country where 10 people can have a meeting in a room with 5 conversations going on and keep track of all 5. You go and do that in the West and they lose it. They lose it immediately.